Good to see everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you,
Happy
Hans.
New Year to you. I come in
God.
here, it's all the lights are off. You're sitting in the corner and every Christmas light in the house is on. You're listening to Sammy Davis Christmas, which I thought was interesting because he was Jewish. I didn't know that he did Christmas music.
No, you know what? I dropped Sammy when he converted.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's saying that this is not working. I just got a message. So let me just bear with us. We're going to have to start the broadcast over. But I want to see what's going on here.
Well, why don't you get in?
It says that we're good.
It's all.
Says we're good.
So who said we're bad?
I don't know. So let's just go on with the show. You can hear us. You can do everything. So Happy New Year, buddy.
Same to you. Again, it's still 2020. Save the next one for 21.
For 21. Can I share this? Can you, Phil? Can you tell them about what's been going on?
What are
in
you
your
doing?
life? I'm sharing the show on my Facebook page. That's what I'm supposed to do.
Lights are off.
See?
There you go. Look at you.
You know what?
So share that.
I dropped Sammy when he converted.
Oh, this is the part where you, Phil. You can.
Oh, what am I going to fill? Want me to talk about our sponsors?
And we're off. Sorry about that. See, you would think after 75 years in the business, you would know that when your partner is trying to do something for the benefit of the program, you fill. But you weren't going to play ball. You were not going to fill. You're just going to make me sit there and look like a putz.
Well, you are what you are.
Well, so sorry about being late today. Got caught up in a few things. Had to go by the bank. Mm-hmm. Beau Bock.
Enterprise. Well, you're selling mugs. That's one good thing.
Well, right. And we take
And you
cash.
forgot
by
your
the way.
mug.
It's in the dishwasher.
They're going like crazy, everybody.
Yeah, especially the ones that say with Hans. Those are the ones that were sold.
Live with Hans.
Live with Hans. So what do you think? It's official now. We haven't been on the air in quite some
Couple
time.
of weeks.
It's
yeah.
been
In
great.
fact, people who ask me, where's my commentary? I haven't written. This is the longest I've ever taken off in 5 years.
Wow. You know what? I didn't even think twice about not noticing. I didn't notice that.
Well, thanks.
So what I'm saying is I would think that people that read that, religiously,
yeah.
if they don't get one for 2 or 3
I
days,
know.
they're probably worried about
alarmed.
Mr. Bach.
They were alarmed.
They're probably worried about
Yeah.
you. So you probably got a lot to get off your chest. So the big news, of course, other than Georgia, we'll talk about that in a minute, but the big news, I think, was obviously the Falcons making it official.
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, it's just really disgraceful. You laugh, but don't laugh.
Well,
I mean, it's so important to our town. And this guy just taking it, with his arrogance, Arthur Blank's arrogance, prevents him from doing the right thing.
Listen, it's the
He
PSLs.
refuses to look into this.
PSLs have sabotaged the whole organization. He doesn't want to make a knee-jerk reaction with the coaches and everything. They've got to fix it.
Knee-jerk reaction.
He's not going to be around forever, okay? He doesn't want to see another, rebuild. He doesn't
What should we do? Why don't we just send money directly to Arthur? Why do we have to go downtown in the traffic?
Well,
and all
nobody's
that?
doing that. So that's my point. The PSLs have freaking ruined the whole organization.
Do you think
Honestly.
that the Falcon vibe in this town, because of Dan Quinn, is going to cause a rush on Arthur's tickets? I don't think so.
But my point is because of the whole PSL thing and the rights to have to buy tickets and everything. The fans can't go to the games.
Right.
That's a huge problem. There's no turning this around. I don't care who the coach is.
Well, it's all part of the problem. I mean, I've been talking for a couple of years about how distant the Falcons are to the community.
Dude, nobody
We
cares.
don't see them. We don't. People would care if they could get their team back.
Listen,
People would care. People feel the fact that Arthur is absconded with this team. He's preventing us from getting involved with the team.
I have a group thread, okay, of 12 guys that I grew up with, all huge sports fans. Every hot sports topic we put on there, right? When the Falcons made it official and put Quinn back, I put it on there. Every single one of them replied, like, who cares? Like, seriously, what difference does it make? Like, they could be so You know what I'm saying? And that's how most fans are. They don't care.
Tragedy. It's a tragedy that that's taking place. And the reason is it's Arthur. Arthur has done this. He's the one that's been running. He's the one who's separated the team from the town.
But how did we fall so far? Is it the 28-3? Is this like the ultimate scenario where we just can't overcome it?
Which?
The Super Bowl. That's what I'm saying. This is all that because that was the pinnacle. We were Super Bowl champions, and ever since then, it has just been one shitty thing after another.
We were Super Bowl champions, and it all came together. It was a perfect storm. We had exceptional personnel. That's why going into 2017, 2018 rather, we were the Super Bowl favorite.
No,
because of personnel, because of beating New England in the Super Bowl. We were Super Bowl favorites.
Yeah.
And we went downhill because Dan, instead of starting all over again with fundamentals that he tried to pick up where we left off, you can never do that.
Well, especially with Shanahan's offense. Right, to take a guy from college and Sarkisian, and try to make him run basically,
he was his agent buddy.
But why?
They both shared the same agent. That's how he got the job, and Arthur allowed that to happen.
Why won't they let Matt Ryan call the plays? I mean, the guy's been the quarterback here for 45 years, right? These coordinators that are coming in, aren't they learning from him? What do you like to do?
Right.
What do you and Julio like to run? Like, they should be the guys learning from them.
Right.
They should be calling the plays, period.
Mm-hmm. Right, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially when you got a guy like Matt Ryan who's so cerebral and doesn't fly. He's even-tempered. Bring him up to the line of scrimmage and make the call.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do in the draft. I mean, you got to think they're going to take, because they got 2 second-round picks and then the first-round pick. So they got 3 in the top 60, and maybe even higher than that, depending on what New England does. So we got some interesting matchups. But what I'm saying is, I would say
right now we're picking 16.
Yeah, 16. But I'm saying you got 2 second-rounders.
Right.
So you got to get pass rush, right? You
Right.
got to get a running back. I put running back at the top of the list. I mean, we've got to find a way to run the ball. And if that's another guard that can be a mauler at left guard, and maybe that's how we do it.
Well, those 2 rooks at the end came on really strong in the last 6 weeks.
Yeah, but Alex Mack, I'm just saying, we got to find a way to run the football. Whether that's cutter or personnel, I have no idea. But we got to find a way, to figure that out. Well, being down 21 points in the first half typically doesn't.
Right, no.
That doesn't help.
That doesn't lend itself to a running game.
It does not.
But
Unless you're Paul Johnson.
Ah.
We're down 45. Dive. That was the most frustrating thing to me about Tech, is when they would be down in a game and it would be like 3rd and 19
Right.
and they would hand the ball off.
Right. Yeah, the dive play, hoping like everybody in the middle of the field was going to go out for a coffee and bagel. You know what I mean? Good call, Paul.
I mean, but Bo, how do you fix this? I mean, the PSLs,
With the
I'll leave it
Falcons?
alone. Yeah, until they resolve that, man.
I'll tell you what, the only way we could fix this is if Arthur sells the team, and I mean that seriously.
Got to get rid of the PSLs, whoever buys
Take
the
his
team.
money, take your money, Arthur, and run. Will you please? I'd rather go watch the aquarium.
But I think... And Bernie would like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bernie would like that. That's why he
course he
put the
would.
Ferris wheel right across the street from Arthur's Playhouse.
Of course.
So when you come out of there, you can jump on Bernie's ride for $24 and sit up there and dangle in the breeze.
Is that Bernie's deal?
That's Bernie's deal.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
$24 to go to the top of that freaking thing. And you go up there and you swing around in the wind and then you come down.
I'd rather die.
$24.
I'd rather jump out off the curb in front of a cab.
But I never thought that part of Atlanta would become such a tourist trap. Think of all the
Well,
tourist
the
stuff
Olympics
down
did
there.
that, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, but now
that's
it's
where
like-
the Olympics were centered. People in the Olympics didn't even come up to Buckhead until the final week, until the last half, maybe about Wednesday, the second week.
You're right.
They started to filter uptown.
You're right, because when we would leave there, we would go to Buckhead, and it would pretty much be empty.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Greatest scam ever perpetrated on the public.
But it built this. It helped build the city.
Built the city, destroyed the city.
Oh, Bo, look
Destroyed
at all
the
the
city.
industry.
You can't
the
go
value
anywhere.
of
You
real
can't do
estate.
anything.
There's the education value here for people. It's a great place to raise a family. One of the top places in the United States to have a family. It's great for millennials. It's great for the seniors. Everybody loves it here. The weather's great.
For lunch pass, because you should pack a lunch if you're going to get on the
Tommy
highway.
moved down here for God's
Tommy
sake.
came here. My nephew, I know.
You guys come down here and you never leave, so I don't want to hear it.
I'm out.
Where are you going?
I'm going with him.
Oh, please. Would they have you back up there in the motherland?
They throw rose petals on Fifth Avenue.
Somebody's going to clean this mess up. So anyway, I don't know how you fix it. And I keep harping on the PSLs, but the fact of the matter is you are not going to find Falcons fans that are going to spend that kind of money on tickets and go to games consistently.
Well,
they
the
don't
whole thing,
exist.
the whole thing is corporate. And I see that, the other night we had corporate tickets sitting in a buddy's box behind the Hawks bench. And, the whole thing's corporate.
Yeah.
They could care less about Joe or Harry.
Yeah, the guy sitting next to us, he was with big company. I can't remember. He brought his wife, but that was a cool experience. Yeah, sitting down there. I remember Jim seats on the other side, but this was the first time I'd sat on the ones on this side. And the one thing I took out of it, and this to me, and I'm glad that I have at least 400 or 500 people listening right now. And I tried to explain this to you at the game. I don't know if it came through. They ran a pick and roll. Milwaukee did against us twice. Now we're talking NBA basketball, and Bo and I were sitting right up, basically behind the Hawks bench. They ran this pick.
What do you think we're talking to, foreigners? I mean, when you start off like that, you got to explain it's NBA basketball. You talking?
Sorry.
What do we think?
Paint a picture.
What do you
here.
think? This is our people.
I want to paint a picture, but I'm sorry for wasting your time.
I mean, these people watching now are one of us.
Milwaukee comes down and runs a simple pick and roll. It's Damian Jones and it's De'Aaron Hunter or whatever his name, Hunter, and DeAndre Hunter. And the first time he goes under, when he goes under, Lopez hits the three. Next time he goes over, they throw the lob pass. Guy goes in for a wide open dunk. We call a timeout. Our guys had no idea what to do, and Hunter's a good defender. He's a smart guy. Right. But the way they were selling it with the play, they just could not figure it out. So the coaches went over there, not Lloyd. He was drawing up a play, which worked by its way, coming out of the timeout. But an assistant was down there working with these guys, telling them how to do it. This time the Hawks are down 20, like in the second quarter, getting blown out of the gym. Budenholzer, who's the coach from Milwaukee, they come back down the very next time, run the exact same play on the opposite side of the floor with two new Hawks defenders. I think it's Alex Lynn and somebody else, and they freaking score on the two same ways again.
Right.
And they have to burn another timeout. That, to me, is just the Atlanta Hawks in a nutshell. When you're talking about something as simple as a pick and roll and you have to waste 2 timeouts to get that figured out and give up 9 points. No.
Well,
10 points.
I'm trying to think why, and one of the reasons why, maybe contributing to it, I don't know for sure, is like these guys are not getting coached in college because the guys are not in college, for the most part. So
you talk about the basics, though?
You're not seeing that. Where do you see a sophisticated pick and roll in college?
Yeah.
I mean, you do, but not like you do every single night.
Man, and they were
almost
running
every possession.
But they were running it with Lopez, and he's 7'1", whatever.
Yeah.
And
But
when
he
he
hits
throws,
the three.
but when he can shoot over it. But when he throws that, on the cut, he can throw over everybody. And we were sitting there, floor. Something, how the hell do you stop that?
Right.
And then they just flip it to the other side. That's what Coach Budenholzer does.
Well, don't forget we've talked about it for a couple of years. The Hawks at least they have a plan.
Right.
And they're moving forward. We're in a situation right now where we don't have anybody who can score. We have nobody to go to when we need a basket.
Right. And the worst guy you
Nobody.
want. But the last guy you want on your team, I'd say the two positions that on your team that you don't want to be your go-to guy are your center and your point guard. Right? Because you can't have your point guard being the guy unless you play him off ball. Because you see Kyrie Irving coming down, he dribbles the ball around, James Harden. That's never going to win anything. That style never wins. It just doesn't. It's entertaining to watch, but it doesn't. And then, of course, your center. You don't want to go to your center at the end of a game.
No, but I want a point guard who's able to take it inside, nothing there, keep his dribble, and come back outside again. You know what I mean? I don't want to take away point guard's ability to penetrate because he has the ball.
Yeah, I don't see that with Trey at all. Offensively, I have no problem with him.
No, you were talking about how you don't want your point guard to have that responsibility.
It's just, I don't like that hero ball with the point guard. Everybody in the gym knows he's going to shoot it, but he's also the guy bringing it down. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just that's bad basketball.
Trey gets into that a little bit.
He has to. That's my point. Like, you don't want to be in that situation. Like, if you're Kyrie Irving and you're doing that crap and you got LeBron James out on the wing, now you know why LeBron and him didn't see eye to eye. Right? Same thing with Kyrie in Boston.
Right.
Like, some guys just can't sit there. You've got to have lackeys that want to play that kind of ball.
Right.
That's why I'm so surprised that Westbrook has kept his mouth shut in Houston. Because, I mean, you just watch Harden just dribble the air out of the ball and put up,
the
60
reason
a
is
night.
because they were good friends and they came together. And I'm sure there's animosity. I'm sure there's tremendous frustration on Westbrook's part. I don't know how many guys could play with Harden.
Chris Paul got out of there, man.
Yeah. No, it's brutal. It's brutal. Westbrook's one of my favorite guys to watch. I mean, I
Right.
think he's a revelation every time he does something.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you on that. But we'll see. Trey's back tonight. We play the Celtics. Nice to get a win without Trey. The other night we beat Orlando. I didn't even see that coming. It's like one of the only games I didn't even watch this year.
Yeah.
But Gibson played good, so it looks like we got a backup point guard finally.
Yeah, he definitely did. Scored a little bit too, but
I remember-
wasn't overwhelmed.
I remember him in college. He was on that Florida Gulf Coast team that made a run in the tournament like 3 or 4 years
I don't
ago.
remember.
Yeah, he was a little point guard. He averaged like 28 or something points
Really?
a game. Yeah, he was the real deal in college. But when you go to a small school like that, you don't get a lot of publicity. So Georgia the other night, that was a big win. I was proud of the way they showed up. A lot of those kids getting their first opportunity to play. Real impressed by Pickens. What's the linebacker's name?
Pickens was great, and he's huge. I had no idea he was that big.
Yeah, he and Fromm, I mean, all night long. And the
Yeah.
big question with Fromm, I think
That'll
now,
be dynamic next year.
well, what is he going to do? Is he going to come back or go
Fromm?
pro? Yeah.
Fromm's coming back.
Oh, is he?
Well, he
You heard
hasn't
it here,
announced.
folks.
No, he hasn't announced. I mean, but use your noodle. Where's he going to go in this? He's coming off a mediocre year for him.
Right.
He knows he's got to stay.
Yeah, but I feel like he did enough in that game where, they could make the argument where, look, Pickens is in this game,
Well, I think he's done enough in his career where you can evaluate him pretty
I
accurately.
think I would lean more towards him going pro than I would most people. And I say that because I think
he's locked in.
I think it has to do with what Tua does. I think if Tua comes back,
Well, it sounds like a nice conspiracy theory, and it's
it's
good.
it's numbers, Bo. It's in the universe. It's
you-
everywhere.
you
Numbers,
think
mathematics.
Tua's going to get his numbers?
No. If Tua comes back, right? If he comes back, then that's one more quarterback that can move up a slot. There's only a handful of them. And Eason would probably be the third best quarterback. Not Eason. Fromm would probably be the third highest rated quarterback on the board at that point, which would probably put him at the back end of the first round. And at that point, if Tua comes back, he's going pro. But if Tua goes pro, I think he comes back. Not only does that open up things in the SEC because Burrow's gone, but it also, next year he'll probably be the number 2 quarterback getting drafted behind Trevor Lawrence. Or actually 3 behind Fields.
Do you hallucinate often?
Deep psychosis.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Is
Yes.
that recommended?
Sometimes I keep having this dream that I do this show with this guy for no reason whatsoever. And it's just like the Twilight Zone. Like I'm stuck in it, everything. And he's got this fixation with black clothing and Jerry Glanville.
I do. Come on, that's so. What's wrong with you?
Yo,
What's wrong with you?
yo.
One of the only coaches we ever had.
I love Coach Glanville. Are you kidding me? I love Coach. He's probably my favorite coach of all time. If I had to start a program today, you know who would be my guy?
Dan Quinn.
What's the T-shirt for next season say for the Falcons? Because they got to have a T-shirt.
I'm jacked.
They've already done that. They can
They
just
did that?
that would be
He's
a
got to come
retro
up with
shirt.
something new. I think the brotherhood is kind of like fizzled out too.
Yeah.
It's got to come up with a new
Oh, I know what
bonding term.
I was reading something today. Listen to this. So, Snyder and the Redskins, right? Apparently, Ron Rivera, who just took over, he's the new guy up there, president, everything, total control, went in the locker room first thing this morning, first day on the job, and took out all the ping pong tables, the pool tables, the snack machines, everything. Took it out. That's hilarious. He's probably going to put them back. He's going to make them earn it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, when you come in as a coach, there's not much you can do except something simply dramatic.
Right. Just
you know,
run through the locker room naked.
that's all. Hey, guys, it's balls to the wall this year. All right?
I'm your guy. We're going to be doing this every day, so I figured what a better way to get to know each other.
Everybody get naked. Let's run around this thing like wild men about 5 times, and then we'll go out and see what they got.
We'll show them Redskins.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that'll be interesting to see how he does up there. It's almost as if Snyder says, we've tried everything else. I just need to give somebody total control and stay the hell out of the picture.
Well, you're better off doing that with Ron Rivera than we were with Dan, who's had no experience.
That
I mean,
interests
that's one of
me
the bad things that we've done. It's like, not only do we have Dan, who's a bad coach, but Dan's in charge of everything.
Right. Well, when you have the brotherhood, you need one voice. But Richie McKay's back in it now.
Richie's back.
He's
in
back.
He's finished building stadiums, and
The hot dog thing's going to take care of itself.
Arthur's got somebody. He's got his girl now, getting him cream and sugar. So Richie is going back to football, where he's so influential and just astute.
So we might notice new things next year on the team, like
Noise in the stadium.
that was one of my all-time favorites, by the way. What a I mean, that's just got, if you're a free agent, right, and you've been here and you know the reputation of the city and you know the crowds aren't really the best, and you hear the story about them piping in, aren't you just like, I don't want to be a part of that.
No, the whole thing's dirty.
Yeah, I don't want to be a part of that.
See, that's another thing Arthur doesn't understand, the perception that we're giving out to players and prospects
Right.
in the league and in college. I mean, that's not a good sight that you get on TV
Right.
when a kid's watching us and watching how we go about our business
Right.
and then hearing all the ancillary stories around it. It's horrible PR.
And how you take care of the guys that you have. I mean, what I always think about is Mark Cuban with the Dallas Mavericks, right? And that's the one thing that this Hawks group, this Hawks ownership, they really get. Like, this is, I mean, we were there the other night. Who the hell would want to play there every night? They got celebrities on the court, beautiful women, great arena. I mean, it's just it's a cool vibe.
Right.
And they take care of their people. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of contract John Collins gets. I think they're going to pay him. I think they almost have to pay him.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, he's locked in.
Yeah, they got to pay him. And then also,
And the other thing is, I think John needs a little bit of an attitude adjustment. Not much, a little tweaking. That's all. John is like walking around like the fair-haired boy.
Yeah.
Like I'm the guy, and all the clamoring, where's John, when's he coming? No,
I'm back.
come on. All right?
Yeah, imagine if he had a little streak in it. Imagine if he had just a little Ivan Johnson.
Oh, boom. Thank you. Thank you.
Man, you know what? We had Zaza. Zaza was real. A lot of people thought that was phony, but no, I mean he's a nice guy and he's all, but
They give you a cheap shot.
Yeah,
Just
of
as soon
course.
as look at you.
Right. Right now he's cheap shotting somebody in a bar.
I remember like Miami's rationale going against Kevin Garnett, would be like right down, as they're running down the floor, punch him in the face. Early in the game.
Right.
Early in the game. Take him out of everything.
Done.
Take him out.
Right. Well, if you're Kevin
Just be
Garnett,
discombobulated.
if you're 7'2",
And
150
Trae
pounds.
Young jumping up to tag you on a boom.
Boom. Somebody's going to pay for this. But, taking care of your own. That's why it surprises me for the Braves recognizing the importance of Josh Donaldson. It seems what we're hearing that they've upped it to 4 years, which is dangerous for a mid-market team like us. But I think that shows how important he is to who we are, right, and who we want to be.
To who we are immediately. And we just are at the immediate stage. It's we're here now.
Right.
We're here now. I mean, we're not complete, but we're here to contend, and with a little bit of luck.
I just put Sports Illustrated yesterday. I just read yesterday his early prediction for World Series is Braves and Yankees.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which is nice. I mean, obviously, it doesn't mean Shiola.
No, I like his off-season moves, and I like the guy's attitude, and I like everything he says. I'm talking about Anthropoulos.
Right. Hey, but here's the doomsday scenario for me because the teams that are in this are the Twins and the Nationals. I'd rather them go to Minnesota just because. I don't want him in Washington because if it's going to be a 4-year deal, he'd be a pain in the ass for the next 4 years. And you just hate to see that. It's like seeing Neek in the Clippers. And he was only here for a year.
Right.
It just feels right. But if he does sign somewhere else or something else happens, then your contingency plans are going to be trading for Chris Bryant for the Cubs. You and I don't want him.
No.
Arenado, he's on a 1 or 2 year deal. He's going to be
He's gone.
Yeah, so
He's already signed, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But he can opt out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's the deal.
At
He
the
can
end of
opt
2 years?
At the end of 2 years.
Well, what are we going to do for this year?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you traded for Arenado, you would have him for 2 years, and then he would opt out, and you'd be gone, and you'd have to give up all your farm for him.
But they just acquired Arenado.
No, he's still with the Rockies.
Oh, Arenado.
Arenado.
I thought you were talking about Renata.
No, Arenado. Anyway, so those are your plans. And both of those plans involve getting rental players for 2 years, maybe 1 year in Bryant's case, and giving up a farm for him.
You see, I don't like that.
I don't like that either. I'd rather overpay for Donaldson.
I like the way Anthopoulos is going about it. He's not reaching. He's not trying to pull.
He still hasn't traded any of these guys. He hasn't traded anybody.
Yeah.
Think about that. We still haven't traded anybody.
We were in a building mode. Now it's time. Now is time where you can say, all right, it's time to get over the hump.
Right.
Time to make that last move.
Here's the thing I think he's counting on when he looks at this team. Everybody's talking about this top of the line rotation. We need this guy. I think he looks at Touki Toussaint, Kyle Wright, Ian Anderson, all these top prospects, and he's thinking, if I get anything like I got out of Soroka or Fried last year, like I did that, and Fried and Soroka take the next step, right? Hell, we got them. We got those guys.
Yeah, and we still don't know, or at least I'm playing the party line, but we still don't know about Newcomb.
Right,
Newcomb could
go either way.
I don't know. I'm not optimistic.
Talk about a guy who needs a killer mentality. I would love to see him out there with just a little bit of dominance because
he ought to be wired and he ought to be monitoring what's going through his mind in between pitches. And if he's looking at the blonde in the second row, we got a problem. All right?
Right.
If he's thinking pitch selection, all right, now we're in the right ballpark. But I don't know what it is with him, but it just doesn't instill confidence. It looks like everything was like the biggest pitch in the world, and the weight of the world is on him.
But the thing with him is it just goes on and off so quick. He'll get the first 2 guys out, wham, bam. You're like, oh, he's got it. And then all of a sudden it's a walk, it's a walk, it's a walk, it's a bloop single, it's a 3-run homer, and you're down 5-2. Yeah. And same thing with Fulte. So, but these guys are young, right? You got Hamels. Tehran's gone. You don't have to worry about his nonsense every 5th day. So I think they've got those guys in house, and they might make another trade. They might make another trade.
I guess it all depends on the Donaldson thing.
That's it. You can't do anything till you figure out what he's going to do. But think about it, where his deal went, Bo, from 3 for $75 to 4 to 91 to 4 to 100. 4 to 112 was the last I saw.
Really?
Yeah. Just crazy crap.
That's almost $30 million a year.
If that's true, then we got to be out.
If that's true, I'm going to buy a glove. I'm getting out there.
Yeah. Man, we got to find a way to keep him. What's another 12?
Well,
17 million.
It depends on the immediacy of our talent. Are we ready to make a dynamic move at a World Series championship? Are we ready? That has to come from Anthopoulos and Anthopoulos. No one else in the organization could make that call.
Well, the argument was...
Talking about Schuerholz and McGurk. Are you kidding? They're trying to figure out what tassel loafers to wear today.
It's a tough decision. Every morning you got to look at them. You got to say socks or no socks. Well, that's a little nippy. Do I put a belt on today or suspenders?
Harriet, where's my belt with the little whales on it?
The pink one.
I don't want any questions whether I'm a pussy or not. Let's just let everyone know.
He does. He pulls his shorts up above his belly button. Walks around. Yeah. Saw him at East Coast. I saw Easter brunch. Oh boy, was he decked out for Easter brunch.
Where's
Oh
the team?
yeah, had the sunglasses on, the croquis in case he gets caught in a windstorm. You know,
Right,
his sunglasses
right,
blow
right,
off.
right,
Right,
right.
the top was down on the 500.
Oh,
you know,
wow. Hello.
hello, Johnny boy here. Oh well, I'm sure that you guys.
Baseball has more of those guys than any other sport. Because it's old timey, it's old money, it's old, and it's like you get these characters that evolve into these jobs. Like there's nothing in the world that Schwartz could have done to earn him the role that we've given him, and also Kansas City gave him. There's nothing.
You're talking about a Hall of Famer, Bo.
That's a disgrace. That's worse than Dooley Field.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is it worse than Dooley Field? Hey, by the way, one last thing on Georgia. I like the Zeus kid, running back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked
Yeah.
him, man. He showed some toughness. They're going to be good next year,
They're going to be very good.
especially if
Very
Fromm
good.
comes back. They got to play at Alabama next year.
I think so.
Yeah, at Alabama early in the season. We should go. We should break into the beaubock.com piggy bank and we should go.
You think?
Yeah. Tommy,
Yes.
you think we should go?
Uh-huh.
See?
Tommy, our tour manager.
He wears so many hats.
Is it under 20 miles?
Yes.
Yeah, 20 miles down the road.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll get out. Stop the bus.
Well, that's it, man. That's all I got. I got Hawks tonight, Hawks Celtics. I'm going on Monday. We got the Pacers at home.
I hope we have a great 2020.
I feel
Yeah,
like
it's
we.
time. It's time.
I feel it. You talking about for Atlanta sports, for beaubock.com, for me?
Yeah.
For all of us.
For all of us.
Oh, big things.
Damn.
Damn,
See you,
Gino.
everybody. Oscar de la Renta, y'all.